Thank you for joining me on the channel Mazarov. You guys. Today I'm kind of going to tell you guys a story that may parlay into reading for specific signs. It may not. But before I get into any of that, like, share, and subscribe, guys. I'm trying to get monetized on YouTube. I'm trying to do what society tells me to do, which is have multiple streams of income. So if you guys could cooperate with that and help me out with that, that'd be great. But also, look at what I got today, you guys. I got the Quran. This one was a pretty penny. I'm not going to hold you. It was close to $50. They had cheaper ones, like $7 ones that started with a K, ironically enough. And they weren't as thick. But when I previously mentioned on this channel that I was getting acquainted to like a PDF file online of the Quran, it kind of correlated with this version of it. And I just find it very interesting. I haven't read it. I literally just got in. This has been the only thing outside of gas and food, I kid you guys not, that I have purchased, and this, but I needed this for actual work. That sounds weird, but I wear a mask at my job, and I had like a cheap lip gloss that really didn't bother me per se. But when I would take off my mask, it would have a line, so I just had to give me something better. But anywho, this has been the only thing that I have purchased for myself outside of necessities, and I feel like this is a necessity. And no, I'm not converting to Muslim. That's what my mother asked me, and I'm like, why do I have to be a Muslim to read the Quran? Muslim is a religion. The Quran is a spiritual Bible, right? It's not a Bible. It's a spiritual codex. It's a spiritual book. So I don't feel like it belongs to one religion or not. But I did find it really interesting. And, you know, I feel that it correlates with everything, even with the Bible. There's always some truth in everything. But yeah, so let's get into the story that I'm going to talk about. Long time ago, it was all over now. And if you don't believe me when I say that it was all over now, then it could have been the next time for you. But regardless, it's revolving around the spiritual plane of existence. Heaven or hell. You decide. But while we are dreaming of earth, we could be spiritless, possibly. We could just be more consciously aware. But that long time ago where it was all over now, and it was a spiritual plane of existence, they said that there was an ending where some people were laid to rest and some humans remained. But they didn't stay. They almost were lost eternally to what was laid to rest. The only issue about the ending that happened so very long ago is who could have been victorious. Because a wonderful spirit died. His atoms died. But what was birthed anew was his rib. But his rib, or its rib, decided to do the unthinkable. And what was that, you may ask? Capricornian influences were definitely in that person's chart. And you know what she decided to do? Sex. Now, I know you may be thinking, or you may not be, but it had a lot to do with gender. And she wanted to be a grandmother. The greatest, grandest mother of all time. That said great-grandmother was then and would always be eventually picked on by those or that she or it previously could have been conversing with. But it all started so very long ago where it was over now. And that rib, that hot lesbian, she would have raised a man from the dead. He was laid to rest. She would have raised it from the dead. And she would have birthed many great freaking nations. She wouldn't have, actually. It would have only been one great nation. White or black. It's up for you to decide. Once that thing had became a gender, and the gender that it had became was a woman. Because of sex. And then it decided to become a mother. Because it could be. It could just call itself something. And it raised up those atoms from that wonderful spirit that was laid to rest simultaneously. She gave birth to life. No. It gives birth to 2 sons. One of the sons, both of the sons, had too much. One had too much to give. And one had too much to take. And it caused a battle where one would be perpetually blinded by greed, by wanting to be the best to father. And the other to be perpetually blinded because it would have to be laid to rest by his brother. But that one brother that was not peaceful, not at rest, was on the go, possibly had a job to do. He became immortalized for being untouchable. because he felt like he had had enough. And it was time for him to have. In the other side of his genealogy that was laid to rest felt like leave him alone. So because of that, he, in all his gluttony, in all his greed, left. And he became a ruler of some people. But they would have been what? A long time ago. In this story, there once was a man from a long time ago who had too much, but it wasn't enough. So he wanted more, but then it became too much. And he became a father because what he had was barren. Because it came from a long time ago. Just like him. But him and his feminine principles told him that he could lay with someone who had nothing and make something. A child, something that he could rule over, impart his blood into it. But it became too much because he felt like that child wasn't a part of the chosen. So his old philosophies from that old feminine principle, who again wanted to be a great grandmother, miraculously gave him a chosen seed. But only one kept account. And it was the first one. But that firstborn child that wasn't a chosen seed had to lay the groundwork. But then he was sent away, never to be seen again with his nothing mother. She was somebody though, and she had a name. You know what that means? If she had a name that he did not give her, that she was not a slave. Slaves, my friend, don't have names. Not names from their people, not names from their tribe. Her name wasn't Elizabeth. Her son's name wasn't Paul. So where did that man that had too much, but it became too much to bear, get that woman? You tell me. It had to run away for its freedom. Became missing. But it all started long ago. It's up to you. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, merciful Spirit. Because it was all over now, or if you believe, then it could have been the next time for you. I forget. How do we make our way to a brand new? You wise men. The brand they knew before was God's. What man did not realize was spirit. What the chosen got acquainted with was my flesh and my blood. And what did they choose to do with it? Whatever they liked. Until it also had to run away. There once, long time ago, possibly, and this time was someone from the very beginning that would arose from the dead, because he was initially already laid to rest. And there was only human remains everywhere. And he went around having Lazarus moments, raising the dead, telling them you're dead wrong, girl. And then he had to have realized purgatory. He had to realize 3 days, 3 nights of suffering. His birthright. How could he have been born from the dead? The firstborn from the dead. Alive. I am alive. There only would have been 3 people alive. Lazarus, that dead girl pig that's not dead anymore. Get him. But what am I getting to? You tell me. We'll start from the firstborn from the dead. Adam, Eve. It's only 3. They said so. I don't think so. Godspeed. God bless. Bye.